Just with Music Ministry, your daily dose of inspiration. Follow Justcom PH on Spotify and Justcom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
The hottest tracks from this side of the globe. This is Amplify Asia on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of W Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay Atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugo, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan.
Coming up next, ASPACes, Ateneo Parents in Action on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay Atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan.
They've been behind every exam week, every thesis defense, and every milestone along the way. As they grow into thinkers, leaders, and changemakers, we are right there with them, listening, learning, and leading. This is your space, your voice, your story, where parenthood, purpose, and community come together on air. This is ASPACes, Ateneo Parents in Action. Listen in, laugh with us, and journey alongside fellow Ateneo parents as we share stories of service, solidarity, and the magic in everyday parenting. ASPACes, your story, your voice, your space. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Hey everyone, welcome to ASPACes. This is our second episode, and today we have three special guests. By the way, my name is Gail.
I'm Andrew.
Yep, this is the Ateneo Parents in Action, your space, your voice, your story. And this is being produced by the Ateneo Schools Parents Council, or ASPAC. Before we go to our main topic and before we get to know our three guests for today, would like to introduce to you, of course, two of our ASPAC scholars. They're over there. Camera, please. Zild and Janella. hi. Please introduce yourselves, ladies.
I'm Janella, and I'm an ASPAC scholar and incoming fourth year BS Psychology student po.
Hey everyone, I'm Zild, also incoming fourth year from AB Psychology.
Wow. And of course, ang kuya, ang tito nila for today, our hirap introduce to our special guest, the Director of Emergency Management Incorporated, and he's also the founding chairman of my organization, our organization, an NGO, the OOBP Incorporated, Mr. Jose Luis or Louis Domingo. Sir Louis, good afternoon. Our
Hey,
DJ
thank you.
Gray.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Gail. Thank you. Sir, thank you so much na naimbitahan ninyo ako dito. Yeah.
Takot silang dumikit sa'yo. May space. Yeah? That's why ASPACes.
ASPACes.
Literal po
No,
pala.
just kidding.
Para sa
Well,
radio, nagpabango pa naman ako. Tapos,
By the
okay.
way, thank you, Alta Skincare System. Thank you so much, Amir. We'll see you on the 23rd for the products that you're sending, natural products. Thank you very much. By the way, today we have very interesting topics. Press Andrew. We're going to talk about the do's and don'ts during emergencies, some self-defense tips, mga harassment tips, syempre kung ano yung dapat nyong gawin pag na-harass na kayo ng isang guy or girl. And we will also talk about their being ASPAC scholar journey. So we'd like to start off muna with Zild and Ella. And your Tito Andrew here will enlighten us all about the ASPAC scholarship program that we have here in Ateneo de Manila.
Thank you, Gail. No? There have been some parents who have asked us what is our role, our purpose, or where does the money that they contribute to ASPAC, where does it go? And here it goes to some scholarships for some deserving but financially challenged students, two of which we have as our guests today. So without further ado, I'd like to give the floor to them to let them share with you the impact that ASPAC has had on their lives or their journey through the Ateneo.
Ayan, so sabi nga namin po kanina, incoming fourth year na kami. So more than 3 years na kaming scholars ng ASPAC. And simula noon, para bang first year, in-interview lang kaming dalawa noon nila. Tito Andrew, of course, and like yung iba pang mga parents. Tapos sinabi lang, pinagkwento lang kami, paano ba kami nag-start dito sa Ateneo, first year student, ano ba yung parang pinagdadaanan namin. Like parang kinilala talaga. Sabi nga ni Tito Andrew, na parang meron kaming mga kakayahan, like siguro hindi sure, academically inclined students, but of course in reality meron pa rin pinagdadaan in terms of financial aspects. So yun yung shinare namin, and doon nag-start, pero hindi doon natapos. Like ano ba yung mga parang ginagawa natin sa ASPAC as ASPAC scholars, Ella? Like monthly?
Parang monthly, meron tayong tinatawag na Cura Personalis. So para siyang tinatry siya ng monthly. Parang nagkikwentuhan lang, nagka-catch up with the parents and also with our fellow scholars, which is, masasabi ko naman na close kami. And I think matatawag ko silang parang family ko rin kasi tingin ko parang sa community namin sa ASPAC, parang may nalalabas ako na personality na parang masasabi ko na parang open ako sa kanila with my fellow scholars, ganun.
And like yun nga, sabi ni Ella, talagang literal na meron kaming new family, kaya tinatawag naming ASPAC family. And like, of course, the ASPAC parents, talagang parents na siya sa amin, dito sa Ateneo, especially sa amin, dormers kami, and like, talagang nasa province po yung family namin, yung parents namin. So, sila yung tumatayo, and like, hindi lang nila kami kinakamusta in terms of our academics, but also, kumusta kami, especially for example, dahil dormers nga, kapag bumabagyo, ganyan, kumusta, okay lang ba kayo dyan? May pinakain pa ba kayo sa dorm? Kumakain pa ba kayo? Or like, kapag ganito, finals week, kumusta? Nakakapag-rest pa ba? Nakakatulog pa ba? Something like that. Like, parang talagang merong care na madadama tuwing parang hindi lang sa pag may kailangan ka, but then kahit na daily lang, parang meron kaming group chat na talagang may mga messages, encouragement, something like that from our ASPAC parents po.
That's amazing. Well, speaking about the activities, we just had our Kamustahan last Saturday, di ba? Noong May 24. So, Kamustahan is one of the activities that we do every year para sa ating mga ASPAC scholars. And kwento nyo naman anong ginawa natin or ginagawa natin during kamustahan. Kayo yung nag-host kasi nung last Saturday, di ba?
Bale, parang every end of the sem, may ganun na parang year-end talaga or end of the sem na gathering. And siguro masasabi ko na yun yung difference ng scholarship na nare-receive namin from ASPAC kasi meron talagang connection tsaka effort na maging connected sa mga scholars. Kaya it's more than a scholarship. Talagang masasabi na family and community talaga siya na masasandalan mo and may support talaga na nabibigay. So yun nga, yung kamustahan is syempre may food, which is yun talagang nilalook forward na isa namin. Kasi
Favorite part
as
yun.
dormers, medyo minsan hindi nakakakain ng maayos na food. Kaya parang, uy, malapit na yung ASPAC. Kamustahan?
Yeah, nilook forward.
Ang dami na namang pagkain. Tapos, yun, may mga performance. Minsan, nagpo-perform din kami mga scholars.
Sample.
Tapos, yun lang, bonding talaga. And yun, catching up with the fellow scholars and also the ASPAC parents.
Yeah. What about you, Zil? Do you have anything to share? Aside from the food. And the,
Of course, aside from the food.
performances, ano po yung masayang part ng kamustahan?
Masasabi ko ba siyang masaya? More on siguro, sinabi nga ni Ella kanina po na ASPAC, nagbibigay siya ng space, ng safe space, and like, during that time, ang pinagkaiba talaga, yun nga po, may monthly kamustahan, but then that year-end kamustahan is more on highlighting yung mga graduating na scholars, tapos dun sila mag-share sila, na parang, na-realize din namin, kami naman next year, kami na yung gagraduate. So like, may umiyak po talaga nung Saturday po nung kumustahan na parang, grabe, nakikita mo na talagang merong pagbabago at the same time, may nagagawa yung ASPAC sa buhay ng bawat isa sa amin na mas nafe-feel mo or like nakikita mo yung sarili mo sa ibang scholars kasi ibig sabihin nun, pantay-pantay yung pag-aalaga ng bawat ASPAC parents sa bawat scholars nila. And yun talaga yung parang mas nakikita namin tuwing kapag nag-gathering kami. And like, aside doon, syempre, sa mga kamustahan and like, yung pag-share ng kwento ng bawat scholars, graduating or undergraduates, meron din syempre sharing mula sa parents din na parang enlightening na mga words of wisdom, especially parang guidance sa amin, especially sa mga mag-graduate, ano bang pwede nilang gawin. Especially, but puro specially nasasabi ko.
Okay lang yun.
Kasi special po kasi ang
Nakabilang
ASPAC.
na yun.
Sorry po, napaka-special kasi ng ASPAC para sa akin. So yeah, especially, yun na ano bang pwedeng gawin, which is one thing is to give back, of course. Na parang continue yung cycle. Hopefully na after mag-graduate, na mahanap ng work, hindi naman sa pressure, but more on talagang yung hindi lang sa ASPAC, but then as sa Ateneo community to give back. Queer personalities talaga. So, yun po.
That's right. And I'm pretty sure lahat ng ASPAC scholars natin present, diba? They're also happy kasi in our own little way, we also share what we have, diba? Hindi lamang sa pagkain, may mga little gifts din tayo. Would you like to share about that tradition that we do every kamustahan?
Well, we some in the past few, especially during the pandemic, we had what we used to term as care packages, things that they could that would help them during the pandemic, or not necessarily just food, but things to lighten the load or to brighten their stay here in the Ateneo. Feeling ko para akong special na bibingka.
Ano naman? Kasi you're one of the, aside from being a true blue, di ba, Atenean, you're also one of yung long-staying na ASPAC president, si Pres Andrew, and he knows all about the ASPAC scholarship selection. So maybe we could talk about next time, pagkasama natin ang OAA. We'll talk about how we select scholars for ASPAC, for the Ateneo Schools Parents Council. Aside from that, we extend pa, aside from kung ano yung the usual that we give, nagbibigay pa kami ng extra because we understand, scholars, syempre, hindi naman yan tulad ng iba na well-off. I'm not comparing, pero kumbaga we understand yung kalagayan ng mga estudyante. And I'm sure here, Sir Louis Domingo is able to relate to what we're talking about kasi may dalawang prinsesa siya sa buhay. So he has 2 kids at puro girls pa. So I'm sure ganun din yung care na binibigay niya. 'Di ba, Sir Louie? As a parent, 'di ba? Ibibigay mo lahat eh. May mic ka, you could use your mic. You could share.
Pwede rin pala ako magsalita. Yeah. Yeah, actually sa lahat naman. I think the care goes to a point that you as a human being, if you can extend this to the less fortunate, to people who you think would be deserving of this help, why not? Diba? So we're just happy to be there for them, and wag lang nila sayangin. And as you've heard, they're already thinking of how to give back. Wala
That's
pang ang dumarating
right.
na work na ganito, but nisip na ganito how to give back. And that's a great trait.
That's amazing. And right now, 'di ba, you're all here, you're volunteers like si Sir Louie, 'di ba? Nag-volunteer pa, lumipad pen from Batangas just to be here to share his knowledge about, being in the emergency management center. So, yun, we'd like to thank you. And before we let them go, we'd like to ask them naman to ask questions kung meron kayong gustong itanong kay Sir Louie, especially about mga emergencies, 'di ba? Yung mga self-defense. Baka meron kayong gustong i-share sa kanya at pwede tayong mag-demo today while still here, 'di ba? Bago kayo bumalik sa inyong mga dorm, because we know very well that ito na yung finals week nyo and you have mga kailangan pang i-submit, 'di ba, last minute. So, Zild and Janella?
Siguro po dahil nabalitaan ko rin and like part din po kaming dalawa actually ng sanggunian. So siguro po most likely ang question namin is yung mga partnership po ba? For example, yung mga lesson ng self-defense, ganun. Paano po kaya parang mas make sure natin merong partnership, and of course hindi lang naman pili yung mga natuturuan kasi hindi mo rin mapipili kung sino ba yung makaka-harass or sino ba yung makaka-experience ng mga bagay-bagay. So it's really important na at least each and every one of us has the idea ano pong gagawin. So paano po kaya pa rin gawin na parang partnership with students or like student council or any other organization?
Okay, well, it basically starts off by being curious about how you appear and how you do things, diba? So meron kasing prison interview actually na magkakaiba sila. They're rapist, kidnapper, ganyan. They were shown the same video. Tapos hanap kayo ng target ninyo dyan. And they all chose the same person. So, psychologically, there you go, there's a bridge there. Psychologically, nakita nila na itong taong to, naging target nila out of everybody that crossed doon sa camera. Bakit siya pa rin yung pinili? So one, wala ka pang martial arts ito, pero it started, ikaw ba nagbe-blend ka to a society? Which is actually, pag tinignan mo, counterproductive sa mga teenagers to early 20s, di ba? Of course, you want to look pretty, handsome, maayos, decent, for your work, for everything. So you want to be attractive. Then again, pag umuwi ka, you don't want to be attractive kasi you might attract, of course, the rapist, kidnapper, ganyan. Diba? Even if sabihin nila, like one of the stories you shared, ang lapit lang, but is this a normal routine na palagi, day in, day out, 2 times, 3 times, 5 times a day, dyan ka dumadaan. So, pare-pareho pa yung oras. Tapos yung class, dyan ka ulit dadaan. Like clockwork, you're there. Can you change that? Can you do a toss coin, a die roll, and then, okay, it's for my health anyway. I'll pass the longer route this time. Kasi sabi nung die, by luck, dito ako dadaan. So, nababago mo. Then the way you look, dito siguro sa loob, it's very, very safe. Diba? I'd consider it very safe. So, okay dito, dress how you want, the nice hair, the mabango, the looking. Okay. But once, you're going to a certain place, then it requires travel na medyo delikado. Uwi ka gabi. Then you start, I have a backpack that may change of clothes ako dito. Siguro, light weaponry is, di ba, marami ng weapons opportunity. Bato na rock dyan, na stick dyan. But, why get into the martial arts part? Tapos, yung mga ganito, nagiging target ka pa rin. If you have the time and the energy and even the schedule, malapit tayo graduate, and after na, baka mas magka-schedule na kayo. Yes, get into the martial arts program. Ang dami. I believe Ateneo sa martial arts program, and kung niya talagang not so long ago, not so long ago, dito po ako nakapag second degree black belt Aikido. Dahil dito ginawa yung interclub sa grade school gym.
Oh,
yeah. So ang daming attendees from all martial arts club, those who wanted to take the exam, promotional exam, went there, tapos may Japanese instructor talaga who got in, and then rated all the students. So pumasa naman, halos lahat, no?
Wow.
Pumasa.
nice.
Halos lahat. So hindi malay, just give it time. Ngayon yung mga magsasabing walang oras, dito ka sa cheap way. Start with yourself. How do you do yung mga tips na nasabi natin kanina? But okay, nothing beats. Kung nag-martial arts ka, it's also for your health. Walking a longer route is also for your health. Gusto mo mag-run, para magka-holdapan man and all, ang bilis mo tumakbo. So paano, di ba? Kahit naka-heels, nag-practice kang tumakbo naka-heels. So you're still adaptive to however you want to look. So I still encourage that. Go for martial arts if you have the time. But nevertheless, may magagawa pa rin bawat isa sa atin. And of course, pag dito ka sa Ateneo, you watch out for each other. So anything suspicious and all, always be there to report. Wag mahiya, the guards, I know the owners of the agency, they're very active in how they want things done. I'm sure they'll look into it. So make this one parang Ateneo as a safe space nga, di ba? Para
Yeah,
sa
that's
mga nandito. Yeah.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
I think, Press Andrew, we could also, take a look into that about the self-defense or martial arts thing that we could lead, diba? Or we could propose being ASPAC para maging project din natin to help the students, right?
Sure. Any little bit helps to make our students feel, I mean, this is not just for our scholars, but all students to feel comfortable both inside the campus and if they should venture outside, to feel confident enough that they would enjoy themselves, not to be fearful. I mean, I think what was being mentioned was that they have, I think first and foremost is to be aware
Yeah, that's
where
right.
you are, where you're going, when you're coming home, if it's dark or if there is a certain amount of danger.
Yeah.
So, ganun din. I mean, we want our students to be aware but not to be so terrified that they cannot enjoy themselves when they don't have to be paranoid. So we definitely want to promote that, no? And if it takes a few defense classes or maybe just giving them access to the classes or the necessary training, I think that goes a long way.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. What about you, Ella? Do you have any question para kay Tito Louie?
Kanina kuya lang, promoted to Tito. Go ahead. Yes. Ayun sa Tito eh. Okay, Tito na rin.
Naka-highlight si Guillermo.
Habang tumatagal, ano?
Yeah. We just want you to feel comfortable. Kasi itong topic na to parang, bakit sila nagtatawanan lang eh? Parang serious to dapat. Teka, delikado, may mga pwedeng masaktan. But yet, we want to take it lightly. Na information is still your best weapon on this. Yes, so.
Siguro po yung question ko is, ano po ba yung, may mga items po ba na pwede naming i-carry, lalo na bilang babae na
Self-defense.
minsan parang di mo naman tinatry na mag-appear na something na attractive. Minsan lilo appearance ka lang naman sa labas, pero parang nakaka-invite ka pa rin ng interactions na hindi mo naman gusto. For example, siguro yung experience ko na pauwi na ako ng province, tapos naglalakad ako papuntang LRT Katipunan, tapos sabi ko, okay, basta mag-appear ka na masungit, hindi ka i-approach ang ganyan. Pero meron talagang lumapit talaga na sinabi na parang ingat ka, miss. Parang iisipin mo na, ano ba, good interaction ba yun? Pero parang feeling ko, hindi talaga siya magandang interaction. So, medyo kinabahan ako kasi papunta na ako ng LRT, ng train. Tapos, baka sundan ako, ganun. So, wala pa, hindi naman ako taga dito. So, parang hindi ko alam paano ba yung dapat gawin. And, siguro yung mga nababasa ko online na yung nasa train or kaya yung sa mga jeep na parang may tawag dun, yung umaakyat bigla tapos yung tututukan kayo ng patalim, ganun. Ano bang dapat na maging action sa ganun po?
Okay. So, kung hindi mo bago yung talagang how you look and you're still out of a perfectly good timing, parang lagay natin lahat sila not to demean. Lahat sila naglalakad doon ng naka-shorts and sando and timing ikaw, naka-t-shirt lang, ikaw pa rin yung highlighted, diba? But they definitely see something in you na bakit mas madali kang target compared sa iba. So what can you do? Have you seen, I know the area that you're talking about. What places there you can call safe havens. Short stop. You go inside, tignan mo, pag may sumunod din sa'yo sa loob, umikot ka sa isang aisle or something. Pag sinusundan ka, malalaman mo, sinusundan ka. Pag tumigil sila sa labas, then you know you're also being followed. Maiinip din yan. Maiinip din yan. And then, hindi nawawalan, di ba? You have your convenience stores, you have your gas station that's there. So, a nearby school is even there. So, hanap ka ng that can be predetermined safe haven. Kahit sabihin pa nila those may motorcycle shop doon, may night hangout area doon, and then you get to blend with people there. To delay yourself na hindi... Nung sinabi niya, ingat ka. They might have also seen somebody na sumusunod or targeting you. Don't be afraid. Okay? Be confident. Don't look like a newbie. Yeah. Lumalabas ba yung pagka, hindi ako taga dito? So you're more on the... saan ba dito? Kumbaga, sa radio, parang palingon-lingon ka. Mukha ka talagang bago. Hindi mo alam saan ka dadaan, pupunta. But, you've been here for years. So, just walk straight. Yeah, pwede yung attitude na medyo masungit. Kaysa naman sabihin, miss, ingat ka. Marami dito, mahilig sa masungit. Mga ganun. Talaga naman na single out ka pa rin. But, besides that, the probability still of you, titignan mo, bakit ikaw pa rin na target sa lahat. So one is your safe havens. Change your patterns where you're passing. Nasa left, nasa right. Choose an area kung saan din mas mataas ang probability mo. You can get to people who can help you. Diba? So yan, may bike mechanic dyan, may store dito na may security guard. So yun yung mga determined safe havens mo. When you're prompted by something like that, or you feel, let's just say the hair at the back of your neck starts to stand, that's intuition. Go to your safe haven. Okay? Exit lang tayo doon. And then, hopefully, it'll just pass. And then, be observant. Yung iba nga lang, like you do this sa mall, tumatayo ka sa harap, parang window shopping. Tumatayo ka, for those who can see us, natayo ka, parang wala ka tinitignan. Pero tinitignan mo actually yung reflection sa mga salamin. No? And see who's stopped and then looks at you and then pretends they're waiting for, di ba, uncomfortable. Pag umandar ka, umaandar rin siya, lakad siya. Ladies, you can go around the department store. You go to the women's section. We're not supposed to be there. So what are we doing there? Definitely, we're following you. So, obvious na naman sila. So, you can catch them that way. Pass by parked cars. You see reflection at the back. There's a lot of technique you can do. No? But, again, since nasabihan ka na, use that power to your advantage. Safe havens, the way you dress. Carry, natanong, di ba? Carry, what can you carry?
Yeah, some items daw.
Some items.
Could be for self-defense. You could use for self-defense.
First, your bag should be placed opposite side of the street. Nasa sidewalk ka, sidewalk on your left, put your bag on the right side, away from the danger. Abot din sa point na, of course, if it's just your bag, and literally just your bag and contents that you can replenish, mabayaan mo na. It's definitely not on your life. But, sa akin kasi, we also have to refuse to be a prey. Diba? Na pagpipiesta na ba dito? So, ano mangyayari? We live in fear every day. Hindi na tayo dadaan doon. Paano? Ilipat na lang natin yung LRT sa kabilang side. Dito na sa UP side. Diba? Hindi naman pwede. That's there. So, we have to pass there. We have to live with that. So, we have to show we're also firm against them. The way you walk, jewelry, tago, cell phones on silent mode, comfortable shoes, you wanna run, kick, be on the ground, hindi ka problema with defending yourself. What you can carry, your umbrella can be one. There are, actually, I saw this, hair tie ng isa. Pero when they pull it out of a garter, it's a defense. It's a wooden poking device that they have trained on, of course. That they have trained on to use as self-defense.
Saan makakuha na ganun?
Actually, for me, it can be carved. It can be picked up on the side and you just put your garter on it.
Okay.
It's an easy craft. It's decorative. But some people, they defend themselves. I've seen it, again, they raise their hands, and then when they raise their hands and tinutukan, teka, sandali lang po, they reach at the back of their hair, pull it out, it slides down, and it's a defensive tool. Again, if it's your life na to, diba?
Okay.
If it's your life. Kung nandoon sa, sorry, ididire-diretso ko na yung ano mo, okay. Lagay natin, rape situation. Diba? A car screeches beside you, tinutukan ka pa ng baril. Pasok! Diba? Pasok. O kidnap stage. Pasok! Tapos, anong gagawin mo? Tinututukan ka na. Papasok ka? Sino sa inyo papasok? Pasok ka? No? No? Ayaw. Papasok ka? Okay? Chances are, let's just be philosopher about this. Ba't di mo ko rape dito? Therefore, the environment is not suitable for rape. May tao, makikita ko, obviously, so getting in gives him that power to bring you to a certain place where he can do what he wants totally. So don't give him that power. Diba? Don't give him that power. So, kunyari, taas sa kamay, dahil tinututukan ka, hawak sa door, pag slam mo ng door, takbo dun sa likod na part ng car. Diba? And you run, and you scream, and then you try to attract attention. Going in is definitely a no. Louie, paano kung may baril? Diba? May baril. Pag pinutok baka tamaan ako. Okay, yun pa, baka. Tamaan ka. May baka, therefore may probability. 25% chance na tamaan ka. One part of that 25% na tamaan ka sa vital organ. So napakaliit ng chance. And if ever, baka ma-survive mo pa nga. If ever, hindi pa nga nila gawin. Diba? Kasi baka. Therefore, hindi equivalent yon sa pumasok ko pa rin. So, good advice, don't get it. Okay? So, yan. So, you prepared yourself on that. You know what to do kahit a car screeches by. And that, I think, mababa na yung probability mo. Passing that street, medyo mababa na yung probability mo na ikaw ang magiging target. Yan. Yes.
Wow. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're able to, pick some tips, helpful tips from Tito Louie, and hopefully we'll be able to partner with him in one of these days. Maging ASPAC project din siya. So he'll be able to train you some basic tips naman for self-defense, di ba? Gusto ko yung part yung ginagawa mong, hindi na 4-piece ngayon yung 5-piece na. Yung pag nasa elevator naman, baka gusto mong i-demo yon before we let them go. Dahil later, on the later part, the half part of our program, we'll talk more about mga do's and don'ts naman for emergencies, especially mga naiiwan lang charging phone, electric fans and all. We'll talk about later on. But for now, can you do that demo? Yung usually that you do sa mga talks mo, di ba pag sa elevator, alam mo kung sino yung dangerous and all. So you might wanna show them, basta please don't hurt the kids. So. Eto po, we wanna show you a demo lang po, especially kasi common yun pag sa elevator, di ba? Minsan mararamdaman mo yung fear na parang nakakatakot tong kasabay, di ba? Nararamdaman ko yun most of the time talaga. Kaya I always wanna make sure na I look like a boy, di ba? Kaya ganito lagi yung look ko. Kasi sabi nga nila kasi daw, ito yung laging problema talaga ng mga good-looking people. It's kidding aside. Yun na talaga yung lagi.
I think everybody here can relate. Yes. Yes.
Well, this is
I like to include
ASPACes.
myself, by the way.
Kaya nga ito ASPACes because this is your space. This is your voice, your story. You could always share your story with us. Hindi lamang to exclusive for ASPAC parents or ASPAC scholars. This is for everyone. Everyone around the world, especially mga co-parents, diba? Katulad natin. Alright, so you wanna show the demo na?
Sige.
Hawak ba ako ng mic
Hanggang saan ba yung ating
Dito.
pwedeng elevate? Okay, sige.
Dito,
sige.
yeah. Okay.
So ano daw ba itong demonstrate ko kay during
sige.
I do talks.
Yes.
Tapos some of the talks that I do are mas more on anti-crime. Sorry,
Wait,
sa mga best. Where's my best angle for a
Ayun,
camera?
yung camera.
Here! There you go.
Yan.
Okay, so
Perfect.
here, having camera beside Gail.
Yes.
Okay, so ang nangyayari lang po is actually your awareness on certain areas. So may mga nangyayaring papasok na lang tayo sa elevator. Okay, elevator para maano tayo, confined space. So wala ka ng choice. Okay. So pag pumasok, sa elevator, for example, the front where I am now, sa harap ko po, dyan lagay natin yung elevator door. So pag pumasok ka, contestant number 1, si Ma'am Ella.
Yes,
Yan,
Ella.
nandito. Okay, so
Ella.
Ella. Okay. Yan, Ella. So nandito, ang door. So bumukas yung door. Imagine your elevator as a cube. Okay? So pagpasok ng Ella, chances are, saang part nitong elevator ka pupwesto? Yan, sige. Ikaw, hindi. Ako, wala pa ako. Bellboy lang ako. Elevator.
Okay.
Elevator guy lang ako. Okay. Sige po, ikaw muna mag-isa. Sige. Saan ang pwesto mo? Diyan, likod dito. You're imagining, okay, so si Ella po ay pumupwesto sa likod, no? Na pag pumasok ng elevator, nasa right side siya. Back and right siya. So, pinindot na niya kung anong floor siya, then pumunta siya sa likod. Okay? Ma'am Z, kayo naman po. Okay? Right in front. Okay, hindi kayo magkakilala. Tapos, bubukas ulit yung elevator. See? Okay. So, saan ang pwesto mo? Sa likod din. Near. Okay. So, si ma'am is situated, okay, when you open yung elevator door, nasa left side siya, pero nasa front. Okay? So, diagonal na sila. Diagonal from each other. Sige. If a third person comes in, where do you expect him to stay? Yan. Okay? So, pagpasok ko, normally yan, dito, kung para sa mga nasa radio ulit, pagpasok, pagpindot, definitely pasok din nasa right side. Okay? So, 3 corners are already filled up. If ever, the other pwesto is sa far end na left and right, puno na rin po sa kayong front. As you can see, para hindi natin patagalin, the corners are normally the first to be filled. Pareho din yan pag pumasok ka, you come into a talk, tapos may mga empty na upuan, uupo ka. Walang normally pag hindi kayo magkakilala, umuupo ka tabi mo eh. Diba? So once they come in, and suddenly yung mga pwestohan nila ay, I'm now staying beside Ella na nasa gitna. Yung pagpasok mo ng door, ako agad, nasa left kadikit ko na si Ella. Or somebody na immediately, pangalawa, doon sa pindutan ng button, so nasa likod na ni Z. May space pa naman. So once these spaces are invaded for you, may gut feel ka na agad dyan na kakaiba to. And how you're standing now, i-describe ko si Z. Ngayon po, siya ay nasa right side niya, if ever visualize ninyo, nasa right side na niya yung pindutan ng elevator. Nakasandal na siya sa elevator. Kung ako ay pupwesto near her, medyo off. Parang ang dating sa akin, if I had intentions, may alam to, aware to. If I stay here, si ma'am naka 45 degrees din. Di ba? Hindi siya nakasandal exactly doon sa wall. Or if ever, nandito ako tumabi, magko-45 degrees siya, o doon din siya sa wall, nako, may alam din to. You think I'd still have the mindset, itong dalawa, target to? Baka hindi na. Why? I will just choose easier targets. People who, pagbababayan, yung mga susunod, baka unaware. Doon lang sila sa corner. Kahit dumikit ako, hindi pa nga nila alam na nakadikit ako. So, these will be my targets. Bakit? In the end, kung hold up lang naman, I'm like a lion na gutom lang. Wala akong pakialam, itsura mo. Gusto ko lang ma-hold up yan. And if hold upin ko, isang parang may alam, nako, baka mahirapan na ako. Maghahanap na lang ako ng easier targets. Hindi ako mahahabol, hindi lalaban, hindi gagante. Busog pa rin ako. Same sa mga lies. They don't chase the fastest zebra, the fastest gazelles. They chase the easy targets. Diba? Pahirapan ko pa, pinakamabilis pa. Baka gutom pa rin ako noon in the end, pagod pa ako. Diba? Sa mas madaling target, busog ako for sure. Okay? So, once these spaces are invaded, taas na agad yung alert mo. Okay? This is, hindi tayo magkakakilala na space. Your friend is closer to you. You'd feel comfortable. You're somebody you're close, intimate, a family member, a boyfriend, girlfriend. You're okay. Nag-rub shoulders kayo. You're okay with that. And you don't feel anything weird about it. But once these spaces are parang cramped on, na ang laki-laki ng space, be aware na po agad yan. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sid and
Thank you.
Ella, our models for today. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sir Louie.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm sure may natutunan na kayong dalawa, Zild and Ella, that you could also share with your friends, with your co-scholars, or to your parents, diba? Pag uwi nyo, Mama, Papa, may natutunan po kami. And, we're thankful for people like Sir Louie who are willing to share, mga charity institutions. They always share their knowledge, and thank you very much. Well, would you like to greet your friends before we let you go? Ella and Zild, may mga message ba kayo? Or sa ASPAC mismo, ASPAC family, or whoever you want to greet. Please.
Of course, first of all, thank you po for inviting us and of course, sharing our stories at the same time, sharing sa iba, ano bang nangyayari, ano bang ganap sa ASPAC scholars, sa ASPAC in general with parents. And of course, si kay Sir Louie po na pag-share, ano bang pwede namin magawa sa mga, for example, sa elevator or like yung sa usual na route namin sa LRT Katipunan. So it's really helpful, not just sa amin, but then hopefully sa mga manonood or makikinig nito, talagang may mapulot din sila na magamit talaga nila.
Thank you, Zil.
Wala akong isa-shoutout. Okay na
Yeah,
yun.
go, shout out. Your classmates, baka they're watching right now.
Thank you din po sa pag-invite. Alam ko medyo biglaan po.
Ay, biglaan ba yun? 2 days before?
Oh. Kasi hindi po namin in-expect kung ano yung
Nabigla sila.
pag-uusapan. Pero
Okay.
as ASPAC scholars, parang G lang kami kasi
Yes.
ASPAC itself parang blessing for us. So go lang ng go basta para sa ASPAC. Siguro shoutout ko yung roommate namin. Dalawa na.
Anong
iniwan
name nila?
namin.
Anong names nila?
Si Nika, tapos yung kabatch namin sa ASPAC, si Phoebe, si JJ, si Clark, at saka si Glenn. So,
Yeah.
6 po kasi kami sa batch namin. And lahat kami is incoming 4th year na po.
Wow,
And,
graduating na.
Syempre
Kwento
yung-
nyo sa kanila, yung experience yung year, para naman ma-encourage
Oo
sila.
nga po.
Ano naman po yung next?
Yes,
Baka
that's very
naman.
good.
Siguro po yung families namin. Shout out.
Wow. Ingat din kayo sa biyahe nyo. Thank you so much, Jill and
Thank you
Ella,
po.
for joining us today. We'll take a very short break. This is ASPACes, Ateneo Parents in Action on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Please stand by. We'll be right back.
They've been behind every exam week, every thesis defense, and every milestone along the way. As they grow into thinkers, leaders, and changemakers, we are right there with them, listening, learning, and leading. This is your space, your voice, your story, where parenthood, purpose, and community come together on air. This is ASPACes, Ateneo Parents in Action. Listen in, laugh with us, and journey alongside fellow Ateneo parents as we share stories of service, solidarity, and the magic in everyday parenting. ASPACes, your story, your voice, your space. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
We will be back in a few, Katipuneros, so please stay tuned.
Fly high, blue eagle fly and carry our cry across the sky. Cast your shadow below, swoop down on the foe, then sweep up the field away. Fly high over the trees, make known to the breeze of victories. Spread wide each wing, for you are the king, blue eagle, the king. Oh, the eagle's the king of them all. He's blue feathers and never will fall. For the blue and the white and the eagle in flight, Ateneo will fight today. Fly high, blue eagle fly and carry our cry across the sky. Cast your shadow below, swoop down on the foe, then sweep up the field away. Fly high over the trees, make known to the breeze our victory. Spread wide each wing, for you are the king, blue eagle,
They've been behind every exam week, every thesis defense, and every milestone along the way. As they grow into thinkers, leaders, and changemakers, we are right there with them, listening, learning, and leading. This is your space, your voice, your story.
Hi, I'm Doc Sue. Please watch our show, ASPACes, every Monday from 2 to 3 p.m. on Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM. Wow.
This is your space, your voice, your story.
Mukha nga eh. Okay, next time.
Welcome back. Welcome back to ASPACes, ladies and gentlemen. You're still watching. Yes, the Ateneo Parents in Action, your space, your voice, your story. Still with me and Press Andrew, and of course with Sir Louie, the Director of Emergency Management Center. But before we continue with our topics about do's and don'ts ng emergencies, shout out. Baka may mga shout out ka, Sir Louie. Go ahead. And where can they find you if they want to, avail of your services and and all?
Yeah. Louis Domingo here, and again, thank you for inviting me over for makapag-share ng mga anything that keeps our students safe or younger generation safe. We have an NGO, that's Emergency Management Center, and what we do are really courses on safety and security related stuff. Some institutions trust me to give a talk. So sa lang po, I'll be speaking with the Private School Health Officers Association. So your very own Dr. Mai Saucedo here in Ateneo.
Oh, really? Hi, Doc Mai.
She has invited me to give a talk way back bago start ating school year ninyo. So
but not the one that we spoke to. Not the one we spoke to.
She's the member of Private School Health Officers Association.
Okay.
Giving a talk on June 4.
Wow, saan yan?
On crisis management
Where?
communication. Announce pa ata, pero I believe it's one of the hotels in Ortigas.
Oh, wow, that's
so,
great.
yeah, pagka meron ng announcement, yun yung mga dentists, nurses, doctors na nagtatrabaho in a school institution, di ba, who takes care of our students.
Okay.
Yan, sila mga members sila nun. And then, sa June 19 will be the Tactical and Survival Expo by our Arms Corps. So they've
Kailan yung talk nyo?
ako June 19.
19 ba
June
kayo?
19,
Nila Doc Ellie.
I'll be with Dr. Ellis Magirang and Benedict De Borja to discuss wound ballistics naman. Ayan. So pwede natin dalhin yung usapan dyan, anything on, basta kaya ko. Yung practical medicine lang, hindi po ako doktor, parang exam ko lang ata din doktor by record. So hindi pa pala by record yun. So wala po, graduate po ako ng matino. Pero anything that, of course, it helps people, mga simpleng sugat. Ito, itatakal namin, wound ballistics, so medyo mas seryoso. But of course, nothing new when it comes to bleeding management and all of that. Maybe one of the topics in the near future can be, something to help bleeding management on any disaster or may mangyari man dito sa ibang bansa na lang. Active shooters and all that. So at least we know how to protect ourselves. So yun,
right.
So far. Mga ibang kuya ko, you sa Timba and as Kuya Aldrin, yan, Kuya Gani and all of that. Kumusta kayo? Kuya Mike Bryan, Kalakyan.
You're the
Director
princess.
So, Sophia and Scarlett. Yeah. Hello.
Wow. Hello. Ayun. Shout out naman tayo kay Jen Shua. Actually, she was watching last week, I think one of the admins of RK. And kay Jen Ramirez, we'll be meeting her later because we'll have a new segment with her.
Yeah.
Abangan nyo po yan. Also, happy birthday to my brother-in-law, Julmin Bibo. And shout out to all those who are watching right now. Smaa Kukoy, hello to you and to all the Ateneo students and parents who are supporting ASPACes. Yes, Press Andrew, I believe you have questions para kay Sir Louie about the emergencies naman.
Because of our previous segment, I just thought how comforting it must be for parents to know that students here are now forewarned and armed with that knowledge. I think it also allays the fears of parents.
That's right.
Which is what we're trying to do. Even if they're far away or even if they're close by but not with their children 24 hours, at least they're safe. They feel that their children will always be safe. They're confident in the knowledge that they're armed with the knowledge of how to take care of themselves better. And I think if there are any other situations or problems or incidents that they would like to refer or query si Kuya Louie.
Yep.
Ano ba? What do they do?
I call him DJ Greg kasi he used to be one of the DJs kasi where we had an online radio. But of course, pag students, tito, kuya, kayo na po bahala humusga. Pareho kami ng kulay ng hair pero definitely mas bata ako sa kanya.
I don't really mind how I get addressed, but sa akin, please, the younger generation, if you may call yourself, try to reach our age. Na safe pa rin kayo. You know how to get by on things. Ang hirap kasi 20s, late 20s, early 30s. Grabe na una pa kayong magkaroon ng high blood pressure and kung ano-anong sakit just because of the lifestyle that you have now. So, I'm not forcing you on any sort of diet or ano. Basta you know how to enjoy life. Just manage it na para you get to enjoy life until you get really old. No? You reach a certain age, retirement or what. Mas marami pa kayo matutulungan this way. You know, your experiences, share nyo sa younger generation. They don't repeat your mistakes. Yan. So, you don't repeat our mistakes. If I made a mistake, I'll teach them. Then they don't have to repeat it. They become better.
Yes.
Okay? And that's how they really become better than us. And yun ang mas gusto ko. Mas magagaling dapat yung younger generation sa atin.
There's a QR code. Paano ba gamitin yan?
Yeah. Okay. Use your phone. I think some cameras have their camera who can read QR codes.
Yes,
Yan. To get my contact details into your phone, just message me if you have questions. I'll be happy to respond and help. Yeah. So pag kailangan nyo rin ng courses or through our NGO, yan po. Kung may bayad, tinatanong palagi yung may bayad. Napakamura and I guess quality assured naman kami that we're not into the quantity. I'm happy na yung mga ibang institution have started to express na gusto namin kayo pa rin makuha namin. Kahit magpa-salary deduction kami magkakuha namin. But we try to really give it more quality than ipapastay kayo for 2 days for something so simple. A 2-day course sa iba, we do it in like half a day. And they're craving for more. Kasi mas marami pa talagang mailalagay in a day that people can learn. At palagi nila sabi, yes, sarap to ituro sa iba.
That's true.
That's good.
So that's a QR code. It says there, Mr. Louis Domingo Emergency Management Center. The number is 0943-322-1812. Huwag nyo na po siya i-message na pwede ba kitang maging textmate dahil this is strictly for business.
Okay.
Yeah, let's continue with may time pa tayo. So I was really curious actually dun sa mga nakikita ko sa Facebook, Press Andrew and Sir Louis, yung mga bata nagcha-charge ng phone, bigla na lang nasusunog, yung iba nakukuryente. So what's your advice? Kasi bilang, you're an expert. So, what could you advise, especially sa mga parents, di ba? Ano ba yung pwedeng sabihin sa kanila or pwede bang ituro sa kanila para maiwasan yung mga ganong situation?
Okay. Unplug unused appliances. Yan talaga yung pinaka 101 yan. No, your houses are already supposed to be built with following the electrical and building code. Therefore, pag sinabing dalawa lang yung plug dyan, isang item lang talaga dapat naka-plug dyan. People who use octopus plugs, yung multiple plugs, and they try to use it permanently is also a no. Diba? So, hindi advisable. Eventually, these things get loose at pag nag-loose yung contact sa prongs ng plug natin, that's heat build up that can cause fire. Okay, quality items are also a must. You just buy, pwede na yung charger na yan, pwede na yung cable na yan that you bought so cheaply, mass-produced with low quality. Yan ang problema. Yes, ito na, kasi cheap. Pero try nyo po mag-ipon para doon sa quality na items. When these things heat up, there's no circuit protection, no fuse. When they get burned and then you leave your phones charging overnight while you're asleep, patong pa sa bed or close to things that can easily catch on fire, it's a no. Diba? O ito, at 2 in the morning, siguro something starts burning in your room. 2 in the morning, what you're doing? Tulog, diba? Resting. Dapat that's a normal cycle. What could be the first thing that you should do? Okay? Something's burning, 2 in the morning, you're asleep. What's the first thing you do?
Press Andrew.
Yeah. Get up.
Get up. Okay. Before pa nun, sa'yo. Ano pa?
Yung
Yes.
alin?
Just challenge yourself. What's the first thing you do? If your answer is more like, get up, scream, ganito, yan yung mga wake up others. Yan yung mga top answers. Para sa nakakatawang answer at pilosopo, the first thing you do is wake up. Okay? Pero that's the challenge. Smoke has an anesthetic effect. Therefore, lalo kang makakatulog. Doon, di ba? Na nagsasmoke, sabi, dali-dali, gigising lang ako. I'll wake up others. Hindi. Pag may smoke at na smoke-filled room na, lalong mahimbing ang tulog mo. Kasi may anesthetic effect. So, that's where your smoke detector comes in, waking you up. Kasi yung ears natin, hindi natin masara. That's why you're active din, di ba? Sa may alarm clocks and all of that. So, you'd be bothered. And when there's smoke, do your procedure as per paano pag may fire. You keep low, 1 foot above, you know where the exits are, hindi nakaharang yan. The glow-in-the-dark signs, the emergency flashlight, all of that becomes 101 to you, then that's good. So going back, yun, octopus plugs, keep it unplugged, quality items, and then, yes, nasabihan ako, kahit na may circuit protection na yung mga phones and laptops ngayon, once they're done charging, unplug na lang. Yan ang the best. Kasi, remember, to be geeky, AC or alternating current ang nasa plug natin. Once you put your charger, it's still converted by circuits to DC. If that fails, yung converter na yan yung nag-heat up. Okay? So, ako medyo, sabi naman nila safe. Yung mga outlets na ando na, ready na yung mga USB plugs, hindi rin ako. Ayoko rin nun, actually, because may automatic converter dun eh. So, maliban sa vampire load siya, kasi may tuloy-tuloy na umaandar. Sabi, hindi, pag walang naka-plug, hindi mo umaandar. Pag hinawakan mo, mainit. So, may heat na na-convert sa heat na lang kasi nagko-convert pa rin siya ng AC to DC. So, ayokong heating stuff na left unattended because it can cause fire.
Yeah. So, tandaan, especially mga students, diba, mga dormers, always unplug, especially pag matutulog na kayo. Maybe it's the best time to charge your phone is paggising pa kayo. Diba? Pag mga 50% pa naman yan, no need to charge na siguro kung patulog na kayo, di ba? And always put it on an airplane mode. Tama ba, Sir Louie?
They fear kasi they expect a lot from their phones.
Oo,
minsan,
correct.
charge ko na ng 50, baka mamaya maubusan, di ba? You have this weird thing na 50 pa nung natulog ako, drained nung pagising ko. Pero there are times na 50 nung matulog ako, 49 lang nung pagising ko. Weird. So to make sure, because this is my alarm clock, they try to leave it plugged. Ayan yung nagiging habit. So, what is it really to be safe and get all those mechanical clocks that you can set your alarm, diba? Or electronic beepers na you can set the alarm and not to depend too much on something that's plugged.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're talking about your safety, right? If you say, mahal pa yan, I'll use my phone. Okay, no challenge about that. Just be safe na hindi masunog by following the first tips that I provide.
Yeah. Pero sabi nila, when you turn it down sa airplane mode, so mas less radiation. I'm not sure if that's true. Could you please enlighten us about that?
When your phone is turned to airplane mode and monitored, na even the Wi-Fi is turned off, then in a way, walang masyadong radio frequency or radiation emitting from the phone.
Right.
Yung battery consumption becomes a lot lower. No? Sobrang standby mode yan. Yes, your alarm should still go on, di ba? Pagka, and then some even have that profile na sa yung phone ko, when it reaches 11 p.m., wawala, pinaalis ko yung color ng phone. Reminding me, by habit din, to already tone down on whatever I'm watching, prepare to sleep and all of that. Good habits na. If I'm still charging by the time, I remove.
Unplug
so,
na.
Unplug na yun by that time. So siguro, you'd reach 80, 90, that should reach by morning. Right. If hindi, and you're always charging, lumalabas sa akin sa math ko, mas mura na ipagawa na lang to change to a good bat than you keep on charging. Mamaya, yung topic natin earlier, di ba? Abutan ka in a difficult situation, you have to run and hide, tapos dead bat.
Yeah.
Ganun din di ba?
That's right.
Safety and security mo comes first than all of that. Maling pagtitipid.
True. Sarap kwentuhan. Let's continue this conversation. Hopefully by July 14, kasama si Sir Noy.
Yes.
From the Security Department at Ateneo, si Sir Joseph Oh yeah, Almocera. Hi sir, if you're watching, and sila Ma'am Lenny, the Asis.
Yes.
Hopefully, si Sir Louie could join us also on July 14 para may pagpatuloy natin ang kwentuhan about emergency and security, especially for the Ateneo community. And before you go, Sir Louie, meron lang kaming gustong iparating sa lahat that we are turning 40 years na for the ASPAC this October.
Yes.
Because we started in 1985, pero hindi pa ako pinapanganak noon eh. But Sir Louie here will help us kung ano ba yung mangyayari by October since this is the 40th na anniversary of ASPAC. Sir Pres Andrew, di ba? We have the Gawad Parangal and we have the 40th anniversary activity. So yun, maybe you could also invite...
For the 40th anniversary, we would be extending an invitation to all previous board members of the ASPAC to come join us again, come home to the Ateneo, meet old friends or older friends, and maybe make new friends with the younger board members, and maybe relive some good times that we used to have, and see how things have changed.
That's right.
Over the 40 years. I mean, time to look back and see the good that we have accomplished.
Yep.
And hopefully plan for the future and more good deeds to be done.
Yeah. And of course, abangan nyo po yung ating ASPAC Gawad Parangal.
Gawad Parangal is a program that has been undertaken by ASPAC and in which we bestow upon select members of the faculty awards, cash prizes, and the preparations are ongoing to resume that activity once again. It had to stop during the pandemic because there were no on-site classes and there was a difficult way of gauging professors if they were able to reach out to students. Yeah. But now we're back on site. We would like to continue recognizing professors and their achievements and their help in instilling Ignatian values to our students.
Yeah, and also we're giving awards to non-teaching professionals, right? Aside from the professors.
Yes.
Yeah. Ayun. And we have a very, what do you call that? Sobrang higpit po ng selection committee namin for this one. Walang bias yon. Promise yun, Sir Louie. Super bias. Super higpit. At hindi yata ako qualified to be a part of that selection committee. But what we're trying to say here is, syempre, andun yung integrity because this institution, this council is the Ateneo Schools Parents. And we would like to invite, especially mga new parents, to please join us. Yan. Message lang po kayo sa Radyo Katipunan or sa ASPAC na Facebook page if you want to join us, especially during the welcoming of the new students,
Yes.
diba? That happens every August, right?
Correct.
August yun. Ayun. And to Patricia Javier, kasi yung anak niya dito na mag-aaral.
yeah.
So Patricia, see you soon. And sabi niya, she will join the ASPAC. So we look forward to have you here and all the new parents out there. Kahit mga old parents, if you want to know more about ASPAC, ayun po, message lang po sa Radyo Katipunan or please watch our show. It's every Monday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. live on Radyo Katipunan 87.9. And live din kami sa YouTube and Facebook and sa Zeno.fm. And again, 40th year po sa mga may big heart dyan, yung super laking heart. If you wanna, contribute more for us to be able to have more ASPAC scholars or kahit saang scholarship ng Ateneo that you wanna help, please, you're very, very much welcome. Yun.
Yes.
So it's, oh my God, it's 3:03. Sir Louie, meron ka pa bang gustong idagdag para sa ating mga emergencies? Baka may nakalimutan ka pang share. Yung pepper spray sana, I was gonna ask you kanina kung allowed pa rin ba siya hanggang ngayon. I'm not sure. So yun.
Yeah, pepper spray is allowed here in the Philippines. It's not as regulated in other countries. Siyempre, ingat lang. You know the effects. Pwede yung hangin, lumabalikan.
Yes,
So ikaw rin
oo.
tamaan. At times,
Right.
ang dami mong gamit. Tapos it gets pressed.
Yeah.
Tapos you're in a confined area such as a train and all. So
Yeah.
parang naiiyak-iyak ako. Yung pala na-press. So, there are safety
update.
locks for it para hindi talaga ma-press. But suddenly, it moves around your bag because it's so stuffed and all. It's not ready to be deployed.
Right.
Then, yung problem siya. So, but walking and then you're preparing yourself by carrying it on your hand na, there's no harm in it. It's a good way to go. So, other tips, actually, napakarami po ng pwede pang tips na maibigay from natural and man-made disasters. And emergencies are different for each person. No? A person can have parang end of the world na sa kanya, mawalan lang ng internet connection. Diba? But sa iba talaga are all the real dangers. Like for parents, are my kids safe? Are they're supposed to be in school? How to monitor? How to leave them in good hands? Bakit ba yung may mga school na panay waiver? Tapos pag tinanong mo na lang, bakit? Have you done things to even keep our kids safe? Are you first aid trained? Did you get courses on earthquake preparedness and stop the bleed and all of that? Para sabihin yung, gano'n na lang ba? Out of our hands? Which is actually, by point, no? I believe it's illegal.
Yeah.
Kasi may loco parentis law tayo.
Yeah.
So if they are entrusted, the teachers cannot just wash their hands na. May waiver kayo eh. Wala pong kwenta ang waiver ang alam ko. Because there's a law that's being violated by that. Okay, so that being said lang, talagang napakarami pa from safety to security, anything man-made from kids to being adult to going parties and all your proms and all your dates, and then Women's Month coming, anti-rape, vehicle driving. So, mauubos po talaga yung oras, but we're happy that you're just being there and very attentive to keep this radio station open by supporting it with your like, subscription, and all those, the Zeno, the FB, and then YouTube. Please continue to support them. They're bringing in excellent facilitators and people we can learn from. Thank you again for inviting me over. Okay?
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You might wanna leave them with your 5-piece. Kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng 5-piece.
Yung 5-piece. Kasi nagkakabiruan kami dati talaga 4-piece. Kaya may kumuha na daw ng 4-piece. So nag 5-piece kami. It's just really pray, plan, prepare, practice, and then of course ngayon dahil all these diseases and all, your PPEs, your personal protective equipment. So this can be, of course, your mask, your glasses and all. But yung tulad ng topic kanina, of course, your pepper spray, that hair thing, to basically defend, because I don't then encourage for us to be sheeps. You know, the people na people can just spray on it. Yeah, madali magsabi na ano eh. Kung gamit lang yan, ibigay mo na. Pero you have to also defend your right. Thank you so much.
That's right. Thank you, 5-piece. Emergency Management Center, ladies and gentlemen, Louis Domingo. Shout out, Ming Lopez, of course, my co-chair for CPPR ASPAC. Thank you, Ming, and hope to see you on June 16. Kasama po si Doc Mikey Vergara, an Ateneo alumni and a medical doctor. And I'd like to leave you this word of wisdom, which I have on my notebook all the time. Who you are tomorrow begins with what you do today, by Team Fargo. And you might want to share, of course, words of wisdom before we say goodbye to everyone.
I don't have the hair for the wisdom yet, pero I just like to say that it's been a very productive 1 hour. We've gotten a lot from this from our resource speaker. We're very grateful to that, and we hope to work in the near future with him more, so that we can get a lot more information.
Yep. Thank you so much, Alta. Teka, pakita ko lang. Alta Skincare System.
Yeah. Thank you, Alta.
Thank you so much, Amir Bergado. See you on June 23. Ayan po dito to share naman mga beauty tips, basic tips sa parents and kids alike. Thank you once again. My name is Gail, together with...
I'm Andrew.
Yes, and of course, our Louis Domingo. Thank you
Hello.
so much for watching ASPACes. See you again next week, June 2, with Mr. Joel Santos, an Ateneo alumni. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
They've
much.
been behind every exam week, every thesis defense, and every milestone along the way. As they grow into thinkers, leaders, and changemakers, we are right there with them, listening, learning, and leading. This is your space, your voice, your story, where parenthood, purpose, and community come together on air. This is ASPACes, Ateneo Parents in Action. Listen in, laugh with us, and journey alongside fellow Ateneo parents as we share stories of service, solidarity, and the magic in everyday parenting. ASPACes, your story, your voice, your space.